All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, to the winners bracket here of Group 4 as we take a look at Her and RESIN. Spawning into the northern spawn of Game 1 on loop, we have Her. Fielding, triple destroy lineup. I've got Juming's Daring here on the right, Gun Build RPF, and Adrenaline Rush. Gigi's Gearing here at mid, Torpedo Reload, RPF, and Brisk, the destroyer equivalent of Brisk. He is running the unique gearing upgrade, so 5/6 detection. Dolphin Princess is Ragnar, going with a little bit of gun reload there in the 3-point skill and gun reload in slot 6. Backed up by Ashen Witch's Des Moines, legendary mod, and what is that one? That's aiming systems. Kibidayo's San Martin, again, gun reload, adrenaline rush, and RPF. Happy Fantas Vermont, double artillery plotting room and a little bit of survivability, packing vigilance, fire prevention, and the extra heal. We have, I was calling this numbers the other day. Somebody told me I had to call it hexadecimal instead of binary.
Yeah.
But either way, this is a Stalingrad running reload, also running the DCP module, which I really like that choice for Stalingrad, and top grade gunner. We've got UMP-45's Salem, gun range on a Salem, interesting, and top grade gunner as well. And Sir Humphrey's St. Vincent, gun reload, fire prevention, and furious. Zach.
Yeah, he wants to be furious, just not that furious.
Apparently, he wants to be mildly enraged.
Yes.
What do we got for RESIN on the bottom end of the map?
Side note, good to see Dolphin Princess again.
It is indeed.
On the bottom of the map for RESIN is Mad Dog 2427 in the Daring in the middle of the cap, using pretty much your utility build with the Daring. $1.99 for Guac is in the Des Moines. Unique upgrade. Getting set up in a very strong position there to deal with Ashen and Jiming's Daring on the other side. We've got K-Bomb in the Vermont heading towards the B cap, or Bacon cap as Puddin likes to call it. Running a sniper build, full sniper build essentially, with a spotter plane upgrade as well. Fiva G behind him in the Mosfa unique upgrade. Look at how far south he's going. He's going to make his way all the way to the I-2 island there and park himself there ready to receive. So that is going to be the hold side for RESIN. Side note, probably going to be the hold side as well for her. Big Boy 69 in a torpedo spec Shimakaze. Not unique upgrade though. Rocking, what has he got? 12s, of course. And already fire going in the middle. We're going to take a look at Mad Dog for a second, then we'll finish the lineup with some spice. Get ready for that. Mad Dog running away. Reminder, Gdansk and Marsilli banned for this particular game.
Mad Dog on fire, so he has to burn a smoke there to break detection. He was outside the radar range, but they caught a last-minute fire on him.
Yes.
And so he has to smoke up in order to go dark.
Yes. All right, $1.99 is opening up now. I don't see him dying anytime soon, so let's see if we can complete our lineup. All the way on the 910 line, we've got Eagle Lance in the Kleber. He's zoomed all the way through the D cap, or Donuts cap, and he took it. And Fryce now in the gearing, about to take a torpedo. That's going to hurt. Yes, that hurts a lot. At least he's got the Adrenaline Rush and torpedo spec, so yeah, more torpedoes for people. Elgar the Smoke Hider is in a Des Moines unique upgrade. Des Moines working his way right behind Fryce for that smoke. And then there's Peyton the Rock Hider in an incomparable SeaRaptor with all the sniper fixins as well, with the unique upgrade, or not unique, but the boosted spotter plane as well. He's trying to deal with Ashen Witch's position there. I like the idea behind this. I'm just curious how well it's going to work for them. Personally, I'm not a fan of Incomparable Raptor.
I think Incomparable has some really interesting corner cases in certain matches where she's very, very valuable. The trick is that in King of the Sea, when it's 9v9, your opponents know how soft that ship is. And Incomparable is a ship that likes to be stealthy. She wants to only fire her guns periodically when she has preferable angles or really vulnerable target, that kind of thing. And if you're going to invest in a battleship in King of the Sea, Zath, you really want those guns to be pumping every chance they get. And Incomparable, unfortunately, tends not to play that way for very long. She doesn't have the health pool or the armor scheme to sustain it.
Well,
we'll see how Peyton manages that.
We can kind of see that already as Peyton's down to half health. He does have that heal, but Yeah, he's just not pumping out shell after shell like you mentioned.
Nope.
Aubrey's St. Vincent also getting whacked a little bit. Also has the heal, so whatever. The big question is, can they take care of numbers of Stalin? That's going to be the key, I think.
Right now, I think most of the action is going to be at the C and the D cap because both teams have set up to receive pushes at A and B. And I just don't think you're going to see a lot of interesting play over there for a while. Maybe something eventually once Big Boy Shimakaze wanders too close to the San Martin and the San Martin figures out he's there and hits him with a radar. But before that, I don't see much going on over there.
I agree with you.
Salvo's starting to come in on Des Moines.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it from longer range. Does Kimi Dayo does radar?
Yeah,
Dayo's got radio location, so knows that something's close by. Remember, he's got AP only in the San Martin, so this is just to push him back. It's really not going to do a ton.
He's going to get one pretty good salvo. That should have been a decent salvo. Turned out to not be so much, but as long as Big Boy shows him mostly the stern, the damage should only be kind of chip damage. Although here comes a big Moskva salvo on the broadside San Martin.
Nope.
Missed it all.
Missed it all. FIFA G moving up, realizing they ain't coming from the north. At least over on that side.
Now, something else we might, if we go back to the conversation about Peyton's Incomparable over here on the 10 line. If we talk about Incomparable, right now, it also depends on how you use the ship, right? RESIN seems to have set up to, grab the decap and then retain control of it, hold it, right? The Incomparable is flipped. Fryce is got smoke here, kind of hiding along the edge of it, ready to look out. Elgar's set up on the south side of this rock over here. They seem more interested in retaining control of this cap than pushing up the 10 line.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll tell you, it makes sense, right? As the gearing now is in the cap. But yeah, it puts a timer on the game because you already have those points. Now, another thing I mentioned with Puddin earlier today is that Loop has a bit of a glitch. I don't know if you've been familiar to this or seen all the chatter in the Discord about Loop right now. Have you seen any of that?
I have not.
So there's a bit of a problem with the point tick of Loop. It seems like the points tick up faster or more rapidly than other 4 cap maps. They've asked Wargaming to fix it. Wargaming said, nope, not until 12.10, which is obviously too late for COTS.
So every team will end up playing the tournament under the same rules. But now, it's funny. I don't think I noticed it until you pointed it out. But we're only 8 minutes in, and yeah, you're right. These points definitely tick up faster than they do on Faroe Islands, which is the other 4 cap map we're working with right now.
Right, exactly. Numbers is quite low. DCP out.
Yeah.
Heal up.
Starting to look rough here. Fryce trying to get resets on Gigi's gearing, trying to continue to play defense, buying time till they can get Elgar's radar back up, and that's coming in just a few seconds.
Yep.
Elgar focused on trying to burn out
numbers,
hexadecimal, whatever you want to call it. Gigi's got torps coming in, but seems to have a gap. Yep, good to go. And I think they are finally going to flip this cap, Zath.
I'll tell you what.
I don't think they're going to be able to stop it.
What is fire chance is exactly what Elgar's saying right now. Is I'm sure he's gone for full fires with flags and stuff, and he ain't getting anything.
He ain't getting nothing right now.
Oh wait.
But it's the salvo. It's the salvo from K-Bombs, Vermont. Look at that shot at 18 and a half kilometers. The Stalingrad backs up too far. And how many times have we seen that happen? They pay the price.
Yes. Someone do me a favor and clip it from chat, because I'll tell you what, I was watching that and then I'm like, I'll bet you. And then sure enough, right then, whoa, here come the shells.
And so now, her grabbing the C cap, flipping the D cap, a cap advantage, going to start narrowing the points lead that RESIN had built. It's going to be on RESIN now to try to find a way back into the lead. Oh, they still have a lead, but just to retain the lead, right? They're going to have to make some kind of change to what they're executing at the moment.
Yes. Yes. Nice job by the way, of both Des Moines and the Charlie cap, or chocolate cap, as Puddin likes to call it. Neither have gone down. And they're all still relatively healthy, too.
Weathering a tremendous amount of fire here, but nobody's succumbing just yet.
I've played that Des Moines. It is not a fun position to play.
Her keeps 2 radars still lurking around this cap as Mad Dog's about to step back on it. That will, I'm sure, draw out the radar from Ashen Witch, and there it is.
Also, ironically enough, it detects K-Bomb, who was trying to stealthily work his way up that 4 line in the Vermont. Not so stealthy anymore.
I was going to say, they had a pretty good idea where K-Bomb was, given the fact that the Stalingrad, he punched out the Stalingrad, takes a big bite out of Happy Fanta right there.
Yes, he also punches Happy a little bit there. And Happy's like, all right, that's it. I'm going to use my defensive anti-air fire.
Yep, exactly. Fine. Death to planes.
You know, once upon a time...
Daring. Go ahead.
Once upon a time, there was a fun thing in the game where you pop your defensive anti-air and all your anti-air gunners just opened up on the sky. I missed that day.
Mad Dog's Daring survives yet another radar, but again, cost him a ton of HP, and now he's out of heals, down to 5,600 HP here. I don't think RESIN can pick up the Sea Cap again between the Ragnar and Ashen Witch. They got to punch out one or both of those ships to have a chance.
Yeah, and so I'm looking at the minimap and I'm thinking, all right, well, you know, they got the Stalingrad. They should be able to go through D, right? No, they're not.
No.
They're trying. They're fishing. Fryce is fishing right now with his torpedoes. They're trying to get rid of the St. Vincent now, who's basically said, all right, I'll take the Stalingrad's place as my focus target. But you can see Sir Humphrey is in a kiting away position, essentially doing the same thing that RESIN did at the start, right? Take the cap, dare them to come after him.
So check out the information radar coming up here from $1.99. I love this because now that they know where the Ragnar is, they know the Ragnar's back off the cap. The Vermont salvo goes in on the Ragnar. They know that Ashen Witch's radar is down, and they know that Princess is a little too far away.
Yes.
Mad Dog can risk this again. But man, is he threading a very tight needle here because that radar line's about to catch up to him.
Well, they also know that the Daring, Illuming, is gone, right? So where did the Daring go? Is the Daring going to rotate back to A, or is the Daring someplace in the middle? That's a very important piece of board positioning that they just don't know where they are.
Here comes the radar again for Mad Dog. They're going to get a little more damage out of him, but not before he's going to sneak away yet again.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah. Wow. And look at Des Moines. Witch Elena.
But now Ashen Witch is definitely in trouble. The incomparable salvo going in, all kinds of shells falling in that general direction. Daring trying to buy some time there.
And that tells them where the Daring is.
Next heal is 65 seconds away as the Daring takes some punishment there that wasn't meant for him.
Illuming just taking all the hits while trying desperately to push Ashen Witch out of the shells. Get down, Mr. President.
7.5 minutes to play in the game. 30 points between these two teams if both of them tick up 2 caps, Zaf, because the A cap has flipped for RESIN.
I gotta say.
So now, go ahead.
This is one of the most competitive games that we've cast so far. Look how even this is. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are about to be over 900 points. And once that happens, things can accelerate radically. So
yes, hold on to your butts.
Pay attention. Honestly, if I'm RESIN, I'm desperate. I'm drooling to get this kill on Ashen Witch because that probably wins me the game.
Yes, and if I'm her, I'm also desperate to get a kill. So I wouldn't be surprised to see both teams trying to find a way to get that kill quickly because they have less than a minute left on the clock.
Yep. I don't think Mad Dog is going to risk getting spotted again. No. Ashen Witch makes it to the next heal.
I mean, if you think about it, if you're RESIN, just don't die. Don't lose a ship. That's all you have to do. Don't lose a ship.
That's all they have to do.
Survive.
RESIN just has to. Yep. RESIN has to not die, and they're just a few points ahead on the timer. The impetus really is on her here to pick up a kill. I just don't know where they're going to get one. The only ship they have engaged right now is K-Bomb.
St. Vincent charging in. Humphrey, he's trying to find somebody to shoot, and he found Eagle Lance.
They found Eagle Lance. Yep. Somebody's radar catching Eagle Lance. No.
He was out in the open shooting.
Gigi's. There we go. Gigi was catching him on the surface.
Yep.
But it doesn't come in time. Only 20 seconds from a win, and yet her not able to convert.
Yes.
So there you go. Very, very tight game one, Zaf.
Absolutely. And this is what we love to see. A lot of back and forth. I dare to say it, I feel like these teams are very evenly matched.
It reminded me of like the old school European board control games we used to see way back in like King of the Sea 6, you know?
the ones that were just so boring to cast because the first 10 minutes was literally, okay, this guy moves to this spot.
Yeah.
This guy, like they're playing like
Yeah.
4D chess or something.
They're literally playing 4D chess. That's exactly what it felt like in those days. That's exactly on in this game.
Will do. So welcome everybody to game 2, RESIN versus her. RESIN up a game, best of 3. So if RESIN wins, we are going to look for another game to bring you guys. Otherwise, we'll go to a game 3. And RESIN is bringing, let's see, they've got 2 gearings. A very interesting decision. They're just taking 2 destroyers, Mad Dog in the gearing and Frice in the gearing. Both of them pretty much COTS build. Couple little changes.
Minor tweaks, but pretty close.
Yep. Big 6 in the Mosfet unique upgrade. All the good stuff there. Eagle Lance in Salem. Now he's running Radar Salem. And there's Big Boy 69 in a Manatar, of course. $1.99 for Guac is in a Wooster with Reload. Elger the Smoke Hider is once again in a Des Moines. Unique upgrade. All that stuff. Peyton the Rock Hider in the Kremlin, basically trying to be super tank. And then we've got Fiva G in another Kremlin, also trying to be super tank.
Both battleships, Zath, heading over here already towards the BC side of the map.
Very interesting.
All right, in the red from the south spawn, her fielding a 4 destroyer lineup. Radically different approach to this map. Let's see what they've got in store. Juming's Gdansk leading the charge, heading over here towards the A-cap. Gun reload, definitely lots of gun reload in that build. Dolphin Princess is Grozovoy running the unique / legendary upgrade in slot 6, which, refresh my memory, Zath, increases the gun rate of fire.
Yes, it helps with gun rate of fire at the expense of something else. I'll double check for you.
Okay. All right. Headed to the right-hand flank, we have Zizi's Yu Yang. That is a radar Yang with Superintendent. So 4 charges of radar. All the torpedo reload build we can squeeze into that. Well, not quite. Not running the captain's skill. Opting for Swift and RPF to pair up with that instead. Last destroyer. Numbers now in a Harugamo back here. Running 420 Blaze It, as Zath likes to say, with Dazzle and with gun range in slot 6. Now,
very interesting decision.
Just in front of the Haru, we have Kimidayo's Colbert also running gun range along with heavy HE shells. Not surprising for a Colbert build. Ashen Witch's Howden Liu running gun range and accuracy mod and RPF, kind of headed up here to the 6th line. And all of that backed up by Happy Fantas Ohio. So it's a 5-ship deployment to the east for her versus a 6-ship deployment to the east for RESIN.
That's right.
We have a look at the last battleship. Hang on. I'm going to hit Sir Humphrey here. A little bit of reload, turret traverse, and then, of course, we've got 45's Petro back here. Torpedo reload, gun reload, and both top grade gunner and outnumbered. Go ahead.
All right. So, reminder, Marseille and Schlieffen are banned this particular game. The Grozovoy unique upgrade, 18% main battery reloading time, so it's better than the main battery module. However, you lose 7% to main turret traverse speed, and you also lose 20% of torpedo reload time. So you're specializing more into a gunboat role.
And into the gun build. Okay. All right. Well, I will say, Grozovoy, I think, has always been a better gunboat than a lot of players give her credit for. That heel, she's kind of the Russian answer to the American destroyer jack of all trades because her consumable suite is so wide and varied.
Yes.
There's a lot to like about Grozovoy in a tournament setting because you have a lot of utility. And utility is the name of the game with every ship you bring in a competitive format. Princess is going to have to find a way to not take a torpedo, Zath, and it's not going to happen.
Oof.
Little bit of luck there, but Mad Dog will take it.
Absolutely. I was just watching over on the other side as the Colbert Haragumo pain train begins on the Kremlin, of all places to start.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say? I don't remember anymore.
And deep water torpedoes going in on Fiva G as he takes one on the broadside as well.
Yeah, they're trying to get that Kremlin off early. I like that idea. At the very least, try to get his DCPs used up because he's got a limited number of charges.
Big hits on Zizi's Yang from the Kremlin right there.
Yeah.
Going down to around about half HP, still spotted. That Moskva radar still ticking.
Yep, we see the Dutch oven coming in. No, actually, that was over on Fiva as well. What I was gonna say, Raptors, do you remember when Wargaming buffed the Grozavoy by basically giving it all the consumables?
She came that way eventually. What the buff they gave it was the 12-kilometer torpedoes.
Right, but
She's always had all the consumables.
I could have sworn she didn't. Okay, never mind. But anyway,
I'm pretty confident she did.
I just remember
the difference is that remember that Kaba used to be the top of that line.
Yes.
Right? They moved Kaba out. They plugged Grozavoy in. Gigi just barely managing to escape with 4,000 health. RESIN almost feels like RESIN just baited that trap perfectly. And now it's going to be up to her to see if they can use the Harugamo Colbert pain train to really put some pressure on the health of these ships over here, but that's going to take time.
Yep. I just remember rebinding my keys so I could use them all on that ship. Because otherwise you have to
I have to go back and look.
You have to go to like UI and everything like that. You're like, I can't reach there.
Well, hilariously, not able to quite grab the A-cap despite having all this destroyer advantage, but I think Juming's finally going to get on it now. So that's going to help start to kind of get back to some parity. But the double Kremlin push over here on the eastern flank is going to put a tremendous amount of pressure on her on the eastern half of the map.
Yeah,
There's just so much health pouring down on these guys.
I do like that position there. Both of those Kremlins basically making it very difficult for her to find a way into the seaside. Yeah.
It almost, Zath, when you look at the position of the two Kremlins and the Moskva and the Salem, it almost gets a little bit of that old wall of steel feel to it that used to see teams run. You know, they would run a bunch of Stalingrads, you know, and just march across the map. This kind of has a similar feel to it a little bit.
Oh, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. You know, what's interesting is now RESIN has grabbed both the B and the C caps. So at this point, the clock is really going to start to tick for her.
Yeah.
They're going to have to find a way to get back in. Howden Liu is sitting there just Dutch ovening. That's all great and fine and good. That's not gonna win the game. That's not even gonna generate a kill. So
yeah, Kremlin don't care. She's gonna laugh at those bombs. They won't even penetrate Kremlin's deck armor.
It's one of the hard things about playing Howden Liu is you want to use all of their tricks available to them, but at the same time, it's almost impossible to do that.
Well, Zath, you know, you said it. Her has a huge uphill wall to climb from this board position. RESIN has carved out on the eastern half of the map. It's going to take them time. They're going to have to generate a kill somewhere if they want to break back in, and I'm not sure where it's going to come from.
Well, this is where that early torpedo that Dolphin Princess took really comes to haunt them, because that could have given them the opportunity to continue working towards the Des Moines and gearing for RESIN. But now they just don't have as much hit point pool to play with. As you can see, Juming now detected on the Peyton's Des Moines radar. And if you look at it, $1.99 for Guac is getting in position in the Wooster to take up the mantle of Radar Cruiser in just a little bit.
Yep, there it comes. Already got his bow turrets cooking, trying to get some hits on Jujuming. And so now if you're RESIN, all you have to do is hold.
Yep.
All you have to do is sit here, keep them out of your caps, take the shots where you can get them, maybe pick up a kill, but certainly don't give up your health for free. Keep them off the caps, and you are in primo shape, basically.
One thing I don't necessarily like is how her is kiting away. They're basically collapsing into the middle. They're not going deep. They're not going south. And so you can, you know, Fries, of course, has radio location, and he knows the closest target is in the direction of that smoke. So what's so important about this is it allows for him and Big Boy 69 to do just that.
Reign.
Keep going farther, deeper south into the backfield.
Yeah, for sure.
And they can wrap around.
Well, and you called it, Zath. Like, they're all moving. Like, of all the ships that are kind of moving right now, there's like 6 her ships all plowing towards the B cap. Now, I like the idea. They've moved Humphreys, Vermont up to try to punch out Eagle Lance's Salem.
Yep.
I like the play.
Yep.
Or to get good salvos on the Kremlin. That's
Yep.
Peyton's Kremlin back there. I like this position for a lot of reasons, but I think that sending the Petro, the Grozovoy, and the Gdansk with him, that does not feel like necessarily a good idea.
And why is that, sir?
Well, for starters, you leave your entire back door open. You're leaving Mad Dog and Elgar free to do whatever they want back here. You have no spotting on them.
Right.
Your radar has moved so far away, that's UMP-45's Petro, you can't even info radar just to get a sense of where they are. They basically have free reign to kind of wander down the one line, do whatever they want, and you have no idea where they are.
And then you end up with a full wrap as the Yu Yang is detected. Big Boy 69.
That's catastrophic. They can't lose this ship.
And look at how close those shells are coming in.
Man, they're
Kimidayo
still
opening up, trying to get the shoot him instead of the Yu Yang. Harugumo spotted as well now. Harugumo opening up. I think her knows that at this point they have to just spray and pray and hope. They can't afford to just sit anymore in smoke and just, whatever.
They brought Ashton, which is Howden Liu, up here to sit in this cap to try to hold the points back, because it's almost a 200-point lead for RESIN right now. That buys them time, but Howden Liu under a Guns of a Worcester, this is not the ship you want to do this with.
No.
Howden Liu takes full duration battleship length fire burns and doesn't have a bigger heal or anything to make up for it. I mean, Worcester's eventually gonna win this fight and burn this ship out. It's only a matter of time.
Well, and you also have Big Six that in the Moskva that's starting to work his way around. Now he's currently focusing on the Vermont, which is smart. It's a safe play right now. Why risk giving your side to something else? So I really like that Moskva position. But yeah, Ashen now. Here comes the Minotaur shells coming from the south that I was talking about earlier.
Yep. And sure enough, Zath, they're all collapsing onto B, allowing Elgar and Mad Dog. They're going to walk right into A. There goes the Howden Liu.
Yep.
It's not going to be the last thing to die in the next couple of minutes, that's for sure.
No, and they're still trying on Fiva G's Kremlin. Still trying.
Well, they've made so much progress, Zath. It feels like it's almost a bit of sunk cost fallacy, right?
Yeah.
Like, once you've sunk 100,000 damage into an opposing battleship, damn it, you want to get it done.
That's right.
And not getting it done feels terrible.
Both her battleships literally side by side now in the B cap.
I hate this.
I mean,
I despise this.
The only thing they can do is just move forward and try punching Eagle Lance in the face, which they'll do.
Well, eventually, but Peyton's going to escape. He's just going to run through the gap to the south and go smash somebody else in the face, because he can very easily.
Yep.
Although Fryce is in big trouble, Zath.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Yep. They got him caught on the Yang radar, and the Colbert, between the Colbert and the Harugumo, he is gone.
Kimidayo does take a torpedo. That just buffs his adrenaline rush at this point.
That is a big kill for her, Zath.
Oh!
But
Big boy.
Yep.
Goes
you
fishing.
Fished long enough. Only needed one shell, and there it was.
Yep. Gumo numbers now detected on radar. Gone. And this is going to be it.
Yeah, this bloodbath is kind of over. If they had sent even one, even help. Oh, there go. Wow, Legal Lance getting smashed, but it's not going to matter in the end, right?
Well, and I was going to mention this. We went and looked over at the other side, but Happy Fanta was even, I think one of them was blocking the other shot on Eagle Lance. So it's like they were both racing each other to get the shot on Eagle Lance and failing.
And look at that. Eagle knows exactly what to do with that Salem AP to punch the Ohio out. All that works at, they still don't ever even pick up the B cap.
Right? They sailed literally right through it.
They sailed right through it and never, ever grabbed it.
Dolphin Princess goes down. Well, compared to the last game, this is much more of just they're coming up all aces on this particular map.
We're gonna need a game 3. You should go be polling things if you can.
I've already gone into the Discord and asked. You know me.
Yeah.
There goes
Time
UMP.
ticking away. Resin's gonna sweep this series, guys. They look really good. I feel like, and Zath, you said it certainly a bunch on day 1 and day 2. I haven't necessarily heard it today. But it's almost that kind of team. How is it you say it? Like teams, when they get flustered, they don't know what to do. They just collapsed into mid.
Yes. And that's exactly what happened here. Her was forced into the mid. giving up the flanks, and they paid for it dearly.
Well, a solid 2-0 series from RESIN. They are moving on to day 4. Her is going to fall into the losers bracket. They're going to get the opportunity to play again and maybe earn their way into day 4. They are not out of this event just yet.
Yep.